Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to JIMBS. My name is Melissa Mitchell from Abundant Life Studio here in Australia. And today we're going to be reacting to shocking future predictions made by Prophet Muhammad. It was uploaded a year ago, 27,000 views. And the channel is People of Islam, almost 22,000 subscribers. So that's a decent channel. No idea what this will be about. Obviously, it's predictions that the Prophet Muhammad has made. So I'm guessing where it says shocking future predictions, maybe some of them have already come true, or maybe these are predictions that are yet to come true, but I'm quite interested in this. So we'll get started. And before we do, make sure you hit that subscription button below, tag a friend, share the JIMBS channel, let other people know of JIMBS. And of course, if you like this video, give JIMBS a thumbs up. So we'll get started there. Shocking future predictions made by Prophet Muhammad. Okay, so we're ready to start that. Here we go.
The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was always asked about the Day of Judgment. After all, you can hardly find a page in the Quran that doesn't mention the last day. In response to these questions, the Prophet gave signs that the last day is approaching. Since Arabia was simply a desert at the time, a lot of these signs confused the people, but when we look at them today, they make a lot of sense. The Prophet said that of the signs of the last day is that you would see the poor people of the deserts compete with each other in building taller buildings. Today,
Wow.
2 of the 3 tallest buildings in the world are in the UAE and Saudi Arabia. Just 70 years ago, these places were nothing but a desert, and now they are decorated with tall buildings. The Prophet also said that large distances will be travelled in short periods of time. Considering that he travelled by camel or by foot, just think about the forms of transport we have today and compare it with this narration. The Prophet said that the worst of the people will become leaders, and in another narration, power and authority will be given to the wrong people. Also, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said that trustworthiness will disappear. Nowadays, how few are the people that we can trust? Promises have become empty, world politics is infested with lies, and the media is deceptive. Because of the media, many people are truly convinced that Islam preaches terrorism.
We can't afford Americans who are criminals. Again, we have our own criminals we have to take care of. Why would we bring criminals in? So when I say, why do we need them? I'm saying, why does our country need them?
The Prophet said that there will be an increase in killing to the point where the one who is killing doesn't know why he is killing, and the one who is being killed doesn't know why he is being killed. Whether through stabbings, bombings, or shootings, many innocent people are being slaughtered around the world every day. The Prophet said that there would be an increase in the use of interest to the extent that no one can escape the dust of it. Doesn't this describe the economic state of the world today? The whole world is controlled by banks and interest. Think of the credit cards, the mortgages, loans, and finance. The Prophet said that sexual promiscuity will become widespread. 1400 years ago, this confused the people, but nowadays, society is becoming more and more sexualized every year. So much so that relationships, one-night stands, or having friends purely for sexual reasons is the norm. Even to the point where the idea of marriage has become strange and shocking without pursuing a relationship beforehand. To add to this narration, the Prophet also said that never has sexual promiscuity increased, except that new diseases arise that people have never heard of before. Isn't this the case with HIV and AIDS? The Prophet also said that there will be an increase in children born outside of marriage, which is linked to the previous sign. This graph shows the percentage of these births around the world over 50 years. Look at the increase over just 50 years in all countries around the world. In the UK today, about 50% of children are born out of marriage, compared to 5% 50 years ago. The Prophet said that women will be naked even though they are dressed. Isn't this a type of paradox? Today, clothes have become so tight that they reveal the shapes of their bodies underneath, despite the clothes covering them. This is one of the most incredible predictions. Just 100 years ago, especially in Western countries, women wore long dresses and loose clothing. The Prophet said that the consumption of intoxicants will be widespread. Again, in our lifetimes, binge drinking has become a big issue, especially amongst the youth. Weed is becoming legal in more and more countries, and in less than 100 years, many drugs like ecstasy and LSD were created and have quickly been integrated into party culture. Sadly, many people now depend on them for a good time. The Prophet said that there will be an increase in literacy, but knowledge would actually decrease. Again, another paradox. At the time of the Prophet, only a handful of people could read and write in the whole of Arabia. Now, as he predicted, the majority can read and write. Yet what do we end up reading? It is important to note that Allah preserved these predictions for many wisdoms. Of these is for us to increase our faith and to further affirm our religion as the truth. But more importantly, it is for us to be 100% sure that indeed the last day is approaching and is in fact going to happen. The Prophet was once asked, "When is the last hour?" To which he responded, "What have you prepared for it?" So, let's make an effort and begin to prepare for a day that neither me nor you can escape from. For all non-Muslims watching this video, if you are shocked and intrigued, I urge you to learn more about Islam. It will be better for you. I will leave some links in the description to help you out.
Okay. Yeah, that was interesting. Very interesting. So watching that, some of the things, they weren't things that I had thought of. I didn't realize about the last day. Like I didn't know that was a prediction. I know there's a few religions that predict that as well. And that's probably something that, if I'm honest, I don't really consider. Like, I don't think about it because I don't know whether it's true or not. But it's quite interesting that that's a prediction. So listening to the other predictions, it made sense. So very eye-opening, I think. I think he spoke really well as well, very clear accent, very easy to understand. Some interesting facts in there. I said, and I love the start where they talk about Dubai and Arabia and that sort of thing. I used to live in Dubai and they showed the aircraft. I used to work on aircraft, so that was really nice to see. And yeah, things have really changed since these predictions have been made. And it's clear, some of them have eventuated. So very interesting. As I said, I didn't know about one day that everything will end. I've heard it from certain things before, and I'm not sure what religions they were or if they were just people predicting it, and it never happened. So I don't know much more about it to make a decision on that. So that would be interesting to know a little bit more. So shocking future predictions made by Prophet Muhammad. People of Islam is the channel. You're watching JIMBS. Thank you so much for stopping by. Make sure you hit that subscription button below and recommend JIMBS to a friend. And of course, if you're on Facebook or Instagram, you can head over there and follow JIMBS on there. Until next time, my name is Melissa Mitchell from here in extremely hot Australia today, from Abundant Life Studio, and we'll see you next time on JIMBS. Bye.